Denver's spring market is in full swing. Is it doing any better than our stock market right now? Hey everyone, it is Alyson Wall, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. I can promise we don't look like the stock market, but let's dive into the April numbers and see how our market is shaping up. We had 6,200 new listings come on the market this month. That is up 1,500 from the month before. That is a 32% increase month over month and a 30% increase year over year. We saw 4,500 homes go under contract this past month. That is an increase of 1,100 homes from the month before, which is a 33% increase month over month. Year over year, that is a 16% increase. There were 3,400 closings that happened, an increase of 800 from the month before. That puts us up 31% month over month, but year over year, no change at all. The weeks of inventory decreased by a few days. We are still over 3 months of inventory, so we aren't seeing a drastic change in buyer demand versus the seller push into the market with their homes for sale. The average days on market decreased by 8 days to 48. The median days on market decreased by 12 down to 19. All right, let's dig into those home prices. The average home price for all homes in April were at $688,000, which is actually down by $1,000 from the previous month. Year over year, it's also down by 1%. Now, the single family home price average is $771,000 for the month. It is up by $5,000. That's less than a 1% change month over month, and it is flat year over year. The condo and townhome average price is coming in at $427,000, down $20,000. That is what is rocking the average. This is down 5% month over month and down 8% year over year. Okay, with a big change like that, let's look at the median price and see if it was just some crazy expensive condo that had sold, or are condos having their day again? We know we have taken that roller coaster ride for many months. So the median sold price for all homes in the Denver market is coming in this month at $590,000. That is down $5,000 month over month, so it puts us down shy of 1% month over month and flat year over year. The median single family home price is coming in at $652,000. This is up $12,000 month over month. This gives us roughly a 2% increase month over month and a 2% increase year over year. That means condos are actually seeing a challenge because it's playing out both in median and on average. So condo and townhome median price is coming in at $385,000. That is down $10,000 month over month, about 2.5%. Year over year, they are down 6%. Our list price to sales price ratio metric, we track that to see what kind of discount buyers are getting in the market. It has actually moved up, meaning they're getting a little less discount as we move into spring. It increased by 0.5%. So our average list price to sales price ratio now is coming in at about 97.4%. Okay, what are the takeaways from this data? What's going on in the market? Well, condos, a big one, right? They're still very volatile. I did just have some clients go under contract on a fantastic condo. We're encountering no issues. We don't have challenges with the HOA. They aren't having problems with getting insurance. So this is not every single condo or townhome, every single place across the Denver metro area, but it is so common and causing just such market-wide challenges that we are seeing prices for townhomes and condos push down. So if you're looking at one, you really need someone who understands the nuances and what needs to happen so that you're getting all of the support, not just from a price perspective, but with everything else in the market around this attached home product. The single family home market is growing month over month, but where we are year over year, we're pretty flat. Now, for buyers, I like this. This means that this is still a really good time to get in the market. Rates are below 7. We are seeing a market that does not have a lot of price growth. So if your budget works, your timing works, all the finances, the job stability, all those pieces, you're still getting in at a very nice, soft time in the market. I know some people say it's still going to go down. It will as we get into the back half of the year anyway, but we have a lot of inventory to choose from right now because sellers keep pushing into the market. So this flat year over year price is nice for buyers. Sellers, doesn't feel so great for you, but This is still a tale of two markets. Look at how fast the median days on market changed month over month. We dropped 12 days and we have come down under 3 weeks. So we really are seeing homes sell very quickly or still sitting. The fact that the average days on market didn't move much talks to us about how many homes are sitting on the market. So they are there, they are not pulling off the market, they're not getting expired. We are seeing that they need to have some price changes. So we've got a lot of languishing inventory, which I've talked about this for a long time. It's not all ugly, it's not all bad, it's just not priced right. So make an offer. And then we have the stuff that is priced really well. It's beautiful, it looks good, it's in a nice location, it's in a desirable part of town. And so it moves really quick and it's pulling our median down. The reason our market is in the state that it's in, that we're not seeing a crazy hot spring market where we have prices shooting through the roof. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the macroeconomics of the country. We've got tariffs, we've got insecurity, we've got DOGE, we've got federal employees. We have so much other stuff going on. But if we could just pull it in and talk about real estate and that piece for just a bit, it has to do with inventory. We have not had this much inventory since 2013, 2014 in the Denver metro area. So it's a tale of two markets in many ways. It's price point differential. It is the homes that move very quickly. So I'm going to dive in and I want to show you some different visuals and let it play out for you. First, let me show you how location across the Denver metro area impacts pace of sale. You see here the red and orange areas. These indicate lower overall inventory and they're predominantly to the west of I-25 and they run north to south. They run from about Broomfield all the way through Lakewood down to South Denver, which is Highlands Ranch, Castle Rock. The desirability to live on the west side of Denver is strong, so it pushes this area to have a faster pace of sale. There are a lot of homes over here. It's a more established area, so we have more inventory, but we have buyers that chew that up. So we have an overall higher demand, higher pace, lower inventory that sits on the market on this side. You're closer to the foothills. You're living more of a Denver lifestyle. When you go east, it starts to quickly feel like Kansas over there. And so we just see a lot of drive to be on this west side. This slide shows what is called your strongest odds of selling. Odds of selling is what are the chances that your home is going to make it off the market without languishing, without having to be pulled. We see 3 areas: Broomfield, Evergreen, and South Denver, specifically right in that Highlands Ranch core. These are incredibly popular areas. Evergreen is an entire lifestyle unto itself. There's never enough inventory to satisfy what people want, and there are lots of price ranges up there. You're so close to being able to get into Denver while you have an entirely amazing mountain retreat lifestyle. And you've got Broomfield, which in a lot of ways can mimic what Highlands Ranch has, but you're on 2 different ends of town. And it really comes down to schools, jobs, commutes, where your friends are, all sorts of things. So that's why we see these 2 cores, north and south. So I was talking about how many homes go under market in a week, right? How we have this nuanced market of 1 week versus languishing or 30 days or more. This really defines that for you. This slide really speaks to that divided market that I spoke about. Homes that are selling very quickly in a week. Also speaking to the higher price points versus the lower price points. So you're seeing how quickly, what percentage of homes are moving in that first 7 days. There are a lot of homes that sell right away. So sellers, if you are seeing this, do not think that it is absolutely normal for homes to sit on the market for 30 days. They do not have to. If you have an agent who is presenting you a strategy that says, I'm expecting for your home to sit on the market 30 days or 60 days, I would advise against planning for that. We want to price to sell in the first 7 to 14 days in the market and then have a strategy built around what if it doesn't. I've got listings running from Thornton down to Parker, Lone Tree, Castle Rock, and I have seen the majority of my listings move off the market in the first 7 days. The fastest were my high-end listings, well over $1 million. They went in the first few days, multiple offers, waived contingencies, very aggressive action. Now, I had a property up in Thornton. It was beautiful, redone. My sellers pushed back and did not accept the initial offers they got. They were on the market almost a month. Why? It had to do with concessions. They waited for an offer that they liked. So let's look at what the concession market is looking like right now. It's pretty aggressive because there's so much inventory, because buyers have so much choice. They are really pushing in to get a rate where they want it until they think that rates are going to drop down to a place where they can refinance into a monthly price that feels a little more comfortable for their cash flow. So when you look at this, look at the ratio of concessions for homes priced below $900,000. It is very strong. All homes are getting them. But when we get over $1 million, particularly in the 1.5, 2 million and up, we're going to see on this slide over here that the number is generally the same. Everybody's getting somewhere in and around $10,000. That means up in the $1 million plus price point, that's generally based on repairs. I mean, a $2 million home at $10,000, you're not buying down the rate unless your loan is very, very small. So that is fixing things, dealing with stuff that's going on in the house. It's this $900,000 price point and below where that average number is fully being addressed to get the rate down, deal with closing costs, keep cash in hand. Now, I just got a 3-2-1 buy down for some folks. We did $17,000 on a very modest loan on a quite nice place. My folks that were in my property up north, they were getting lower offers with $20,000, $30,000 concession requests on a house that was redone and competed very well in the market. So they just shoved them all off. And they finally got an offer that had very minimal concession requests, ended up with nothing on inspection requests, and was the offer they were expecting. So sometimes you do have to hold out, but you got to be wise and you have to be checking your comparables, sellers. Make sure you're priced where you ought to be in the market if you're gonna be holding out. Unlike in the COVID days where if a house didn't sell in the first 3 days, 5 days, you better be cutting the price. We're looking at a longer arc now for our homes. There's just so much inventory. Buyers are swiveling their head. They are taking a lot longer to process through homes. So it could be easily 30 days before anything is happening on a house. And if it's happening faster than that, I'm telling you, it's actually not helping the house in general. What I see is people just watch it like it's a game show. We've talked about this. I have one that's a comparable to a house I have listed where they've cut the price every 7 to 10 days. It's helping them not at all. Zero traction. I mean, nothing is going on and it's almost comical. So there has to be a strategy there. But here we're looking at what percent of homes have a price cut during the life cycle lifespan. The lowest is 29%. I mean, we are looking at 30% plus. In some cases, we're still approaching almost 50, like 45, 48. So this is really strong odds in this market of still needing to price cut to get the home sold. And as you might expect, those price cuts also align with that earlier map I showed you of west versus east, hot versus not, right? So we're predominantly, all the west side of town is gonna not have nearly as many price cuts, not have to do nearly as many dollars in the way of concessions. So when you're looking, don't have your mindset go, well, I'm waiting for a price cut and concessions in Highlands Ranch. I'm waiting for a price cut and concessions in Broomfield and Evergreen. That is not happening the way it will if you're looking somewhere else. So if you need a deal, you need to look on the east side or you need to look for new builds. If you're ready to compete and you want a long-term home with desirability and great resale, look a little more over here. And then we can dig in on some nuanced spots because the whole map is not hot, red, and active on the west side. It's just predominantly so compared to the east. Sellers, price your home right. I think all of this data conveys that. Price out of the gate to have multiple offers, lots of activity, lots of action. Don't price high thinking you want to have room to come down. I hear that too often from folks I'm consulting with. Luckily, we're able to move that mindset to getting to where we want so much activity in the first week, but overpricing kills you. Buyers are not making the first move. And my buyers were eventually getting to a place where I can coach them to look at houses if they don't find anything they love right away, where we will come in and make the first move. But they're so worried about insulting the seller because they know there's a connection to the home they've lived in. So sellers, you have to move that barrier out of the way. Make it so they don't feel like they're going to insult you, make the whole transaction contentious, and price it right and do everything else we're always talking about. Stage, clean like nobody's business. Make simple repairs. Your agent is being paid to market your home. That does not just mean that they write a pretty description and drop it in the MLS. They need to be supporting you along the way with other pieces to make your home beautifully presentable and make sure that you have everything you need to tackle this market like a beast. Buyers, it is actually really a good time to buy. Now, we always see price decreases going into the back half of the year, so unless rates drop drastically and we get a fiery market, you're gonna do better in the back half. But if you like the timing right now, you like all the inventory, it works for you, do it. Tariffs haven't really come into play to change prices too much with builders. We have rates that are below 7. We have a lot of good inventory. Prices are fairly flat year over year. The concession play is so good right now. I got clients a 3-2-1 buy down, which means they're paying less than they could ever do if they were renting, less than they were paying in their previous property. If that doesn't work, I have a lender who will do a lender paid 2-1 buy down. The options are just so good. All right, if you saw things in here you have questions about, if you want to dive in more, please reach out. It is always a joy to connect. Thanks for hanging out with me for the market update, and I will see y'all next week.